All right, everybody, welcome. Now we're going to move on to our 6 exercise circuit sequence here. So like I said, we're going to have 6 movements. We do have a little bit of an equipment that we can use as we move through. So I have just a plain stick type bar, about 6 feet tall, I believe it is. So we'll be using that potentially, or you can do it without. I also have a couple sets of dumbbells down here. You can use dumbbells, or you can potentially progress into using dumbbells. So we'll slightly talk about doing it both ways. Either way will work, and it'll be a great exercise and movement for you to get into here. So let's get started here. We're going to be, like I said, having 6 exercises. I will give you a quick rundown of what each of these are. We're going to have a squat, a good mornings, single arm rows. Then we'll be doing our push-ups, alternating overhead presses, and then a lunge with a core rotation. So our target is going to be doing 8 to 12 of each of these, 8 to 12 reps of each of the exercises as we go through this. I will go through this circuit a single time here, walking you through what each of the exercises is kind of in real time. So we will start with our squats. So we're going to start in a standing position with our feet about shoulder hip width distance apart, about what's comfortable for you. So a little wider, a little narrower, either will work. Our chest, we want to be upright and our shoulders are down. We're going to maintain a flat back throughout most of the movement, and we are going to be bending with our knees and be able to slightly hinge forward as we move our butt back. So I like to keep my arms kind of up here as I'm squatting. So in this upright, tense position, we'll squat down, reaching our butt to the back wall, slightly hinging forward and pushing up, actively pushing up. All right, get ready and go. Target will be 8 to 12 of these, keeping active tension and engaging your glutes as you drive up to the top. Keeping your shoulders down, a flat back throughout the movement, going down to a depth that is comfortable and that you feel controlled in. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, exhale. One more. Great, good job. All right, moving on to our good mornings. This is where we're gonna pull out the stick if you have it. So this is just an old curtain rod I had around. You can also use a barbell if you have one of those available to you. If you're comfortable with it, you can add weights to it. It's really up to you as to what level you are on. So again, we're going to be starting in a standing position. Our feet will be a little wider here, and you can turn your toes out a little bit more if that is more comfortable for you. So here we're going to want to be bracing our core, keeping our shoulders back. That's where one of these bars or something can come in handy to help you keep that neutral, pulled back position with your arms instead of just doing it yourself. So we will be hinging our butt to the back wall, actively pushing that way. Variation from our squat here is we are not going to be bending our legs. So through this, we're going to be actively pushing our glutes to the back wall, keeping our chest upright and our back flat. Hinging forward, keeping our legs straight, and then powering up with our glutes squeezing at the top. All right, again, actively pull your glutes back to the back wall, keeping your legs as straight as possible, slight bend in the knees, we don't want to lock them out, and powering forward. We'll be doing 8 to 12 of those, and you can start in 3, 2, 1, go. Hinging forward and actively pulling forward. Keeping your chest upright reaching forward, butt to the back wall, and drive your glutes and hips forward. Actively engaging. Remembering to breathe. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Keeping your shoulders back, we don't want to be shrugging. And last one. Great job. We're done with that now for the day. You can set that off to the side. Again, optional. If you don't have a bar like that, you can just put your arms up by your head like this, pushing your glutes back and powering forward. Works as well. All right, now moving on, we're gonna look into our dumbbells here. I'm going to grab my 12-pound dumbbells. You can hold both of them in your arms as you want. We're gonna be only doing one side at a time though, so you can otherwise set one down, your option. So we're gonna be starting with our single arm row here. So we'll start in a standing position. I'm gonna stand off to the side so you can see my profile a little bit better as we do this. So for this one, we're going to be hinging forward just slightly, about a 45-degree angle here. And we'll have our arms straight down from our shoulders with our dumbbell at the end of our hand, or no dumbbell. You can do it either way. With this one then, we're going to be actively engaging our back, pulling our shoulder blade up, and rowing backwards. Bring that elbow to about a 90-degree angle when you're up at the top, squeezing just slightly before you lower back down. Again, engage your back, pull up, and return to neutral. We're going to want to keep this elbow tight to your body. We don't want to be flaring out like this, keeping it tight, and back down. We're at that 45-degree angle, working to keep a fairly straight back as we move through this. We don't want to be arching. We want to be engaged and active. All right, let's aim to get 8 to 12 of these in 3, 2, 1, go. Remembering to breathe. Keeping that elbow tight to your body as you pull it back, engaging your shoulders and your back muscles. Again, not shrugging with your shoulders. We don't want them up here. We want them back here. And one more. Great. Now we'll just move over to the other side here, putting the dumbbell in the other hand. Or if you don't have a dumbbell, you can just, again, have your arms down by your side, engage that fist, and actively pull back. Engage your shoulder and pull, keeping that tension throughout your arm. And we can go in 3, 2, 1, go. Or as you're going through, you can have both of them and just hold the one down at your side as you move through. Keeping your shoulder tight, or your elbow in tight to your body as you pull up, coming to about that 90 degrees, and remembering to breathe. Keeping that flat back. And engaging your core. Good job. All right, moving on, we're gonna get down onto our hands and knees here. And we'll be doing our push-ups. So we're going to be starting in a high plank position. You can do these from your toes or from your knees. It'll look like a very similar position. It'll just be those knees will be on the ground. So like I said, in our plank position, hands directly under your shoulders, feet can be about hip width distance apart, straight back behind you, and if need be, go down to your knees. We're going to be engaging our core, making sure that is neutral, rolling your hips towards the midline of your body. We don't want to be letting our core loose and arch like this. We want to actively engage it so we get that neutral back. See the difference here? Engage it. All right, up onto your toes or down onto your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. We'll go through 8 to 12 of these in 3, 2, 1, go. Exhale. Remembering to breathe as you go through. You can vary exactly how wide your hands are depending which muscles you're really looking to hit. Always drop down to your knees. If you start on your toes and need to go digress it just a little, remembering to keep that plank nice and active throughout the entire movement. And one more. Great. Moving on now, we will be doing our alternating overhead press. Again, you can do this with or without weights. Grab my 12 pounds again here. Can do this from a standing, seated, or kneeling position, depending on what's available to you. So we'll start in our standing position. Our feet can be comfortable width apart. We'll be keeping our legs just actively engaged throughout this. We won't be moving them. So then we can bring our arms up to that 90-degree goalpost form here and have our dumbbells facing forward, gripping with our knuckles facing forward. And we're going to start with our right side, actively push the dumbbell up to the ceiling, full range of motion, and bringing it down. Again, making sure we're not shrugging our shoulders, but keeping them down and back. We'll be doing 8 to 12 of these, keeping your core engaged so you're not rolling forward. 3, 2, 1, go. Remembering to breathe. Not shrugging your shoulders, but keeping them down and comfortable. Keeping your legs active. And if you need to, you can keep the side that's not working down or keeping it up for an extra challenge. And one more. Great. Now we're just going to move over to the other side. If you left that one drop, you need to bring it back up to that shoulder height, that goalpost position, and we'll be actively pushing to the ceiling in 3, 2, 1, go. Keeping your shoulders down and actively engaging as you push up to the ceiling. If you're inclined, you can bring the other side up periodically, get a little extra tension in there. Breathing. And one more. Keeping your back actively engaged, pushing up, full range of motion, and returning to starting position. Great, all right. We only have one movement left and then we've made it through all of our exercises. Great job, everybody here. We'll put all of our equipment off to the side as this one does not require anything. Not that you can't pull something in if you desire. So with these, we will be starting at the back of our mat. We are going to be doing lunges here with a core rotation. So again, starting in that standing position, we will step forward with our left foot, my foot that's closest to you guys here, facing the screen. We'll step forward far enough so that that back heel lifts off the ground. I like to bring my hands up to this kind of punching type position. Then we will actively be reaching our body straight down into that lunging position. Once you're in that position, you will rotate over that front knee, pulling through your core to actively engage, returning to the starting position, and then pushing off that front leg to return to your starting position. Then you'll alternate with the other side. Step forward with your right one, back toes come, heel comes off the ground so you're on your toes, bringing your body straight down, rotating to the front leg, and back, and pushing back to starting position. All right, we will rotate through that alternating legs. We'll do 8 to 12 of them, and then we'll do 8 to 12 again, alternating. So in 3, 2, 1, go. Stepping out, lunging down, rotate, start, and push back. Remembering to breathe as you go through the movement. Keeping your core engaged throughout the whole movement. And tension in your legs. We don't want our knees or our leg caving in like this. We want to keep the knee tracking over our toes straight ahead here, pushing back. I can even lose my balance as I'm going through these quite often. So just kind of go through whatever is the comfortable range of motion that you feel like you can keep control in throughout the majority of the movements. All right, we'll take just a couple seconds break and we'll do that one more time. Take a few seconds here to just breathe. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Great job. I'll do about 8 more of those and then we will be done with that full circuit. Great job, everyone. All right. So stepping forward with one leg, actively reaching down, rotate, starting position, push back. Keeping control in both legs as you're going through it. Rotating through your core, keeping it engaged, squeezing your glutes, always a bonus, and pushing off that front foot as you return to your starting position. Key is to make sure that you're keeping control through all of your movements. We should not feel pain as we move through these. You can feel muscle activation, but not pain. And last one. All right, everybody, great job. You just made it through all 6 of those exercises. So now, if you have some more time, you can go through them all one more time. And then if you have even more time, you can go through them again. So I appreciate you joining me for this section. Great job, everybody, getting through all of those movements so far today. We've gone through our muscle activation sequence, and then we did our active warm-up followed by our circuit of those 6 different exercises. Honestly, guys, you crushed it. You showed up, you gave it all you had, and that's all we can ask. So way to go. Keep coming back and doing them again and again. Only way we can improve is continuing to practice. So great job. Before we sign off for the day, I do want to just go through a couple cool down exercises so that you can be feeling good and ready to keep moving tomorrow. So we'll do some legs here. So if we just start in a wide stance here, we're going to hinge forward, just letting your arms hang down, keeping your legs as straight as you can. If you need to bend your knees to be comfortable, that is just fine. Reach your hands to the ground. Exhale, breathe as you let your chest melt down to the floor. You can feel that stretch in the back of your legs there. You can walk your feet out a little bit wider if that feels better. Just hang here for a few seconds, letting your head fall to the floor. Like I said, you can have your knees bent a little bit more, or you can just be up a little bit higher. Wherever you feel that stretch is perfect. And then we're going to walk over to your right side here. Actively pull a little bit that way. Get a little bit deeper stretch into that right side. Let the body fall over that leg. Hold it for just a few seconds. And walk back through the middle, over to the other side. Exhale. Letting your body melt down, feeling that stretch in your legs. Release that upper body. Perfect. One last stretch down into the middle. Now we can bend our legs. If it's comfortable for you, you can get down into a squat, move back and forth. If you need to be up a little bit higher, that's fine as well. Just trying to stretch out your inner thighs here just a little bit, wherever is accessible to you. And rolling up to our starting position. Let's roll our shoulders here. Rolling them forward, up, back, and down. We're all in that hunched over position. Whether you're working at a desk or out standing, we're often in that position of rolled forward shoulders. So it feels good to get them moving, pulling them the other direction. Getting big circles here, your full arms engaged. Perfect. All right, let's actively pull one arm up over our head, reaching with the other, grabbing the wrist, reaching towards the ceiling, and then bending over. We're going to feel that stretch in this side of our body here, the side body. Actively reaching for that opposite wall. Really feel that stretch. Exhale. And over to the other side. Reach that arm up, grabbing, pulling. Exhale. Pull a little farther. 3, 2, 1. Great. Keeping those arms up. Reach backwards. You can even bend those elbows if that feels good. Letting your head fall backwards. Roll forwards. Perfect. All right, let's reach our right arm across our chest. Pulling here. Keeping that shoulder down, not shrugging. Feeling this in the back of our shoulder here. Switch to the other side. Perfect. One last stretch here for our legs. If you have a wall or a chair or something around you, you can find that. Or if you have your stick with you still, you can grab that for a little extra balance. Just going to grab the back of our foot here, actively keeping that arch out of our back, pulling our heel to our glutes, and stretching that quad in the front. If you need something for balance, find a stick or a wall. Hold this for 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. Grabbing the back of your foot, actively engage, and pulling that foot to your glute. Just a couple more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Great. If anybody else needs a couple extra things, if you're at your desk all day, sometimes rolling out your wrists, or if you use your hands and your wrists a lot throughout the day, it can feel really good to get that extra movement in. So give them a little love, rolling clockwise and counterclockwise. You can also grab your fingers, pulling them back. Activate this part of your arm here a little bit, feeling a good stretch in there. Flip it over, push the arm the other way, and switch sides. You can be bending your elbow here to whatever is comfortable and what gives you the best stretch there. Pulling your fingertips back. Switching so your fingertips are pointing down and pushing on the top of your hand. Well, that concludes my spiel for you guys all today. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this workout as much as I did. Please keep coming back. Give it a try. 2 to 3 times a week would be fantastic. It's a full body strength training workout. So keep coming back and giving it your all and seeing how much you can improve from time to time. Everybody go make it a great day. Live a happy, healthy, strong life. Go crush it.